It is late September, which means it's officially autumn. It's time to pull out the sweaters, the jackets, and throw blankets, to go apple picking, to drink hot coffee and eat cider donuts, to go hiking and enjoy the last of the greenery as the leaves change color and fall. I love this time of year, and today we're going to head to the thrift store to thrift for fall decor, do a little candle DIY, and decorate for fall. I have been building my autumn decor collection for years, and I don't think I need much other than candles and maybe some autumnal themed napkins. So this trip is really more about showing you how much the thrift store has to offer in terms of fall decor. I'll be looking for items that you can use in your home from September through Thanksgiving. Nothing too Halloween or Thanksgiving heavy, because I want my decor to work as we transition through Halloween and Thanksgiving. When I think of autumn, I think of movies like Dead Poets Society and Harry Potter, both of which have a dark academia vibe. Obviously, I think of leaves and temperatures changing and the colors and textures that come with that. So I'll be looking for warm colors like browns, yellows, oranges, ochre, maybe some chalky greens and blues. I like mixing in a cool tone. I'll also be looking for brass, items with texture like pottery, baskets, and quilts.
What do you think of this? It's got leaves on it. Maybe not.
A few days before going to this thrift store, I had saved a set of quilted pillow shams in my Amazon cart. So I was very surprised but happy to find 2 white ones in the bedding section, which you can see hanging off my cart. I also found a white quilt with a yellow print, which is a great piece for summer and fall. This is my favorite section, but halfway through looking through the section, Beyonce's Irreplaceable came on over the loudspeaker, and long story short, I can't include the original audio. I was saying how much I like brass year-round, but especially fall and through the holiday season, and that if I see a brass candlestick holder from India with etchings on it, it's most likely coming home with me. The large trivet would be great for holding a large casserole dish or a pie plate that is hot and right out of the oven. At this point, I started to sing along. I mean, it's Beyonce, and they had just played Sabrina Carpenter's Espresso. So I am going to spare you my singing, but clock Coco's face to see my abilities. I recorded a lot of audio in the store for you guys, but since the music was so loud, you may not get to hear much of it. All right, I got Christmas, but we're looking for fall. If you've seen some of my past videos, you may recognize this champagne bucket. I thrifted mine at Pandemonium, maybe a month ago. I think it was $10, and this one is $20.
This fall, come see us, use the Advanced Auto Parts app, or shop online.
These are so pretty.
each other.
Long day got you stuck to the couch? Dunkin' iced coffee is the perfect pick-me-up to get you unstuck.
What is this about?
Attention shoppers. Please
this
do not
like-
interfere with our staff while
What
they
is
are
this?
restocking
Okay,
merchandise
definitely thought that was like
on the
Pirates of the
store
Caribbean or
back
something.
Just into the wild.
I want something like texture.
It's like home. This is the SEC
Maybe that one
Saturdays at 3
there.
p.m. Eastern all season long on
This feels like terracotta. That is huge. This ashtray.
Mafia in New York City in a stranglehold, but the murder of Carmen Galante marked the beginning of the end.
Maybe this.
The message that we can prosecute.
I'm going to talk you through my thought process as Nellie's Hot in Here plays in the thrift store. I don't smoke, but I picked up that mid-century looking ochre amber colored ashtray because it's a good color for fall. If you have a bowl for your keys or other things like that, you can swap out your summer bowl for an ashtray like the one I put in my cart. I'm also pulling a few pictures because I feel like between Halloween parties and events around Thanksgiving, having a few pictures on hand for water, punch, and other beverages will be useful. If they are not being used to serve drinks, they can be repurposed as a vase for flowers. It was around this point that I said, this cart is looking crazy, but I still needed to check out the wood section and faux florals to look for items with texture. After those two sections, then I'll show you my pull. Here is my fall inspo thrift pull. Pull meaning everything I pulled off the shelf or the hanger. In this collection, you'll see a lot of warm tones with a few blues on the mat of the artwork and the front of the picture, and a little green in the stems of the flowers. I worked in a lot of texture. I've got a quilt, a basket, some handmade mugs, a wreath, and some burlap covered pumpkins. There are quite a few different types of pumpkins, and you have to have candlestick holders. I found wooden and brass ones. I went pretty hard on servingware, including platters, pitchers, a teapot, and a lot of drinkware, including those modern-looking wine glasses, the amber-colored water glasses, a few different mugs and teacups. I also found some napkins that are on theme. And did you see those little leaf napkin rings? How perfect are those? I thrifted this brass candlestick holder. It's from India. It's marked on the bottom. They etched it in there. And it just has lots of pretty little etchings on it. I thrifted a pine scented candle. I seem to be the only person who likes these, or maybe not the only person, but a lot of people seem to donate them, which that's a good thing for me. And then I had been looking for one of these, just kind of keeping my eye out, and Ed actually found this one. It has some sticky residue on here that I still have to remove. And then it also has some wear on the inside. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to repair this and use it, but that would be ideal. And then I also thrifted in time for fall a quilted pillow sham. I don't know why all of a sudden I wanted one. Just I think the cozy factor as we are headed into autumn and winter. And I had saved one in my Amazon basket. It was actually like a kind of dusty rose color. But then I found these at the thrift store for like a third of the price. So I figured it was a sign. So it's almost literally the same thing as what I had, almost exactly the same thing as what I had in my Amazon cart, with some flower printed on the quilt or in the quilting, and with the scalloped edges. So I just wanted to make my bed a little bit cozier and add some texture. So now I can. I can link the one I was gonna buy from Amazon in the description in case you want it. Even though I liked a lot of what I pulled for the fall inspo exercise, I only bought these 4 things, 3 of which were on my list. I think that's pretty good. Before we start decorating, I want to make some candles. I am going to use this kit that I bought from Amazon to make some candles because if there's any time of year that gets you thinking about candles, wanting to burn candles, it's definitely fall, winter. I've used this kit before. It's pretty good, to be fair. I don't have much to compare it to, but I am going to make some candles with the remnants of another candle. So this is one of my favorite scents from Bath & Body Works. I am going to call it Bed Bath & Beyond, but know that I mean Bath & Body Works, just because I don't know why that gets jumbled in my head. But this is what's left over from 2 candles that I finished, and there's so much of this wax left and it still smells really good. So I'm going to make it into a candle. In the past, I used to make them into those tart warmers, but I like an open flame. So I'm going to take the remnants and put them in here. I'm going to clean that out while this is warming up. I'm going to put this on the stove. The water will boil. This will melt. Once it's melted, I'll pour it back in. I'm going to pour it into this little one because I don't think there's going to be that much wax left over. I might pour in a little unscented wax just to make sure I have a full candle. As you can see here, I didn't do that over with this one. But yeah, let's get it going. In order to set up the candle, you have to take these little circular pieces that have adhesive on both sides. You just peel it off here from this one, and then you stick the wick on the sticky part so that it is set, and then you stick the wick on the bottom of the glass. Try to be as centered as possible. You don't want it too far to the left or to the right, or it will heat the glass and possibly shatter the glass, which is bad. We don't want that. I'm using old candle containers. The reason I do this is because I'm pretty confident that places like Bath & Body Works and Target and Mrs. Meyer's, that they have done some research and they've tested the glass to make sure that it's appropriate, and that they have put the wicks in the right spots so that it'll heat the glass, or it'll heat the wax, but not heat the glass too much. And I try to put the new wick exactly where the old wicks were. Sometimes I even mark underneath with a marker so that I can see through. That's where they used to be, and then I place them exactly in that spot. Or in this case, you can see that this was a 3-wick candle, and I can just put the wicks exactly where those 3 were the first time. Oh, I hear it boiling. Almost ready, just a little bit more. I'm going to use the metal stick they provided. It's like a little spoon. I'll show it to you. I'm just going to use that to stir the wax around. Okay, this looks pretty good. Here we go. Here, I'm just gonna pour the rest of that right here. There you go. That's kind of my garbage candle, this one. It's just got a whole bunch of random smells in it. But I'm gonna let this set, I don't know how long, a couple hours probably, because it's pretty warm. I mean, you could probably accelerate it by putting it in the fridge or something, but I don't do that. I don't know, I think this one was like an hour. It's still warm, but it has set a bit. Yeah, so now I have 2 newish candles for the price of those other candles. Once your wax is dried, you just take this little thing out. This is just to stabilize the wick so that's not moving around. And then you just cut it off. Now I have to cut this a little bit further down than I normally would. Same thing. This off. And there's your candle. Done. Now we're ready to decorate for autumn, so I'm gonna unpack my box full of decor. The box is empty, and this is what we've got. So these white pumpkins are from Pottery Barn, I believe, but they're very old, years old. I think this candle and that green vessel, they used to be candles, now they're just empty vessels, but pumpkins, so I saved them. I think these stem spray displayers are from Trader Joe's. Obviously, pumpkins, empty candle vessels that I turned into little containers for, I don't remember what these are called, but I bought them from Trader Joe's one year when they were fresh and new, and they're dried out now, and I use them as decor. Gotta have a mushroom if you're a millennial. I have some candles, and then I was using these are not candles, I was using them kind of like, you remember tart warmers? That was like a thing when I was growing up, and they were back for a hot second. So I just put them on my coffee warmer, and they act like those tart warmers from back in the day. You remember these from my DIY, like early fall decorating video. This little pumpkin, I think I got her maybe 2 years ago. She's new. I can try to remember who the artist is that made those and link some Target finds, some thrifted candles, some party supplies. I usually have a Halloween party every year, so I'm gonna do some DIYs for that in a different video, not this one. This, I don't know, I got this from my mom. I do not know Guild House, no idea. These are from my grandma. So this is what we've got to work with. That's kind of a lot. It's not, I remember more. So I hope I don't have a random box somewhere. But let's start placing some stuff. Normally my strategy is to take everything off the bookshelf and start over, like take everything off all surfaces and start from scratch. But I don't know that I'm gonna do that this year because I kind of like what's happening up there. Those are fake candles. They are battery operated. I can link them if you're interested. I'll put them on my Amazon page. That's where they're from. I'll put them on my Amazon storefront rather. But I like having them up there because I can just turn them on and kind of forget about them. And I have to worry about drips and other issues like lighting my house on fire. I found these. I did have more candles. I thrifted these a little while ago and I realize now why they're at the thrift store. They don't fit in any of my candle holders except for this one. I'm gonna try to do a little aluminum foil in there to make them fit, but I was wondering why they were at the thrift store. I was like, well, maybe somebody just doesn't like orange. But I think it was probably because they didn't fit in their candlestick holders. This is feeling summery right now. So I'm going to do some switching out of things, sort of a little bit of shopping my own home in addition to bringing in the fall stuff. So I think I'm gonna remove this lady over here and bring in the one from the living room, put her in my storage for a little while. And by storage, I mean a box that goes in my closet. I don't have a storage unit. And I'm gonna switch that lampshade out. I love it, but it's a little spring, summer. I'm gonna bring back the fall one with the ribbon on it. I have to put those mugs somewhere. And I'm gonna maybe bring in a pumpkin or something where that butter dish is. Although the butter dish gets some use now that we're coming into the holidays. So I don't want her going too far away. And then I'm not sure what I wanna do with the foliage in there, with the florals, not sure. I'm switching out the hydrangeas for, I don't remember what these are called. I know I looked it up, but I still don't remember. But they're a little more fall. I like that they are a little purple and brown. And a little wild looking. I don't like things to be too perfect because I usually end up breaking them or ruining them. So I like a kind of weathered look. I like a kind of imperfectly perfect look. Imperfectly perfect. This is a little summery, so maybe we'll switch this out for something else. I won this armchair in an auction I got it for $1. And see this staining that's on the bottom? I have tried so many things. I'll show you in an upcoming video. I think this video has already got a lot going on, but I tried the little green machine, you know, that little thing. I've tried that little vacuum thing. I tried this spray solution called Stain Treater that is all over TikTok. That hasn't been working. If you have any ideas, I don't know what it is. Ed thinks it's coffee, but I don't know. And then we've got some over here. He's like, oh, it's gotten so much better. It's still not perfect. I've cleaned this chair like so many times, and I'm gonna clean it again. But if you have any tips as to how to get a ridiculously difficult stain out of upholstery, that would be great. Drop it in the comments, please. This is the last look of summer. I'm gonna make it fall. In an upcoming video, I'm planning on doing some Halloween DIYs, and one of them, I'm thinking of doing like a bat installation. So I think I'm gonna do like, I'm gonna try to do bats coming, as if they're coming out of the doorway to the bathroom, like exploding out of there and then coming into the rest of the apartment. And I'm thinking I'm gonna do a DIY with some ghosts and hang them from the ceiling in this, I don't know what to call this, a vestibule, like foyer that's not in the actual foyer. Mostly I just call it a hallway. Oh, there's my Cuisinart, my old coffee machine died. But I think I'm gonna do those 2 DIYs, and then I'm gonna do a fall Halloween garland for the top of my windows in the living room. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe and like this video. I'll see you next week. Bye.